Hello, and welcome to Actual Libertarianism. In early September of 2024, about 11,600 people died due to gun violence in the United States. Many politicians who campaign on gun violence are focused on making guns harder to get. This does work to prevent gun violence. We can see that in Australia. However, these solutions do not fix what is at the root of gun violence. One of the biggest causes of gun violence is poverty. This isn't correlation, this is causation. Some people would say that solving poverty and economic inequality is impossible. They would be correct for our current system. Let's look at the causes of poverty. In fact, what even is poverty? Poverty is about having too little money to have food, clothing, and shelter. About 700 million people worldwide live on less than $2.15 every single day. Society has built itself on the idea that money is supreme. Corporations exist to make a profit. In order to have anything, you must have money. These two facts mean that companies and workers have a silent deal. The workers are paid by the company, while bosses and CEOs keep the profit from what the workers make. If someone refuses this deal or is unable to find work, the punishment is poverty. The idea that people must work in order to live is normal in society. It's called being productive. Never mind the fact that workers do not get to keep what they themselves have made. Never mind the fact that not everyone is able to work due to poor infrastructure, difficulty getting education, and expensive and generally not very good healthcare. Never mind the fact that poverty is often generational. These facts tell us that the deal our current system forces us into is unfair and even dangerous. Poverty could be solved by improving healthcare and education, so that people are not weighed down by medical bills and student debt. Poverty could be solved by fixing the justice system to focus on rehabilitation rather than punishment, so that people are able to be reintegrated into society rather than being metaphorically or even literally beaten and then thrown out onto the street. Poverty could be solved by letting workers control the businesses rather than the rich CEOs, so that people can work to benefit their community rather than someone they have never even met. Above all, poverty could be solved by removing the current system and introducing a system where people wouldn't work for the rich and they wouldn't work for their own profit. Instead, people would work to keep the community alive, and thus themselves alive. Poverty would be 100% eliminated if we based society based on mutual aid, the community, and actual libertarian principles. There would be no poverty if nobody worked for money because there would be no need for money. If everyone who could work did work, and they worked to keep the community running and themselves alive, then poverty would not exist. Some would say that it's idealistic to assume that everybody would work just for the community. These same people say that it's reasonable to expect everyone to work for rich people who they haven't met just to live. Since poverty is a major factor in gun violence, it is incredibly important to solve poverty. Remove poverty, and you will immediately lessen the gun violence issue by a long way. To remove poverty, you simply need a world based on mutual aid and the community, rather than rich CEOs and fierce competition. Thank you for listening.